Welcome to Planet Zebes. You're here on a contract from the Galactic Federation to exterminate the alien Metroid race and shut down the space pirate operations on the planet. Hey, now don't look at me like that, hotshot. We're playing on the NES. You were supposed to read the manual before booting up the game. Anyway, you're gonna have to defeat Ridley, the space pirate commander. He's also the one who kinda murdered your entire family, so keep that in mind. And Kraid, who's got these belly button missile thingies. Better euthanize the poor thing. Whatever, you'll figure it out. After that, you can defeat Mother Brain and escape the planet before it detonates. And that's when you'll find out that you're actually a woman. Full disclosure, I've played this game ported on more consoles than I can even remember. So for this video, I'll be playing it on the Switch NES library, since that's probably the easiest way for you to play it right now. The save state feature on the Switch Online version will fix a tremendous amount of headache this game can give you, so feel very lucky that you have it. Old farts like me had to play this bad boy in one go. This game hates you. It wants you lost, it wants you confused, it wants you afraid, but most of all, it wants you dead. Make darn sure you never die though. No matter how far you get, you'll only respawn with 30 hit points in one energy tank. In other words, practically dead. You'll more than likely take more damage than you'll heal back from defeating enemies and collecting their pickups, so you're better off just sucking it up and starting the whole game over again. I'm not exaggerating. It's a brutal NES game, but it's still amazing. The gameplay defined a new genre, the music iconically went for atmosphere rather than recognizability, and the sheer size of the map is astounding for the system. Praise it all you like, I'm the one with the controller, and I'm gonna show you all the gruesome problems with this abomination before I'm done. But I love this game!
I hate this game!
I love this game! Hate! You're dropped into a massive 2D open world and set loose platforming and shooting enemies while discovering power-ups that will help you progress deeper into the planet. But almost never do those enemies line up with your crappy power beam. They're either too short to be hit, or they fly at such an annoying arc that shooting above you isn't helpful either. And remember, you can only shoot straight forward or straight up. Something feels truly alien about playing this game with the creepy score and the art style, along with the fear and isolation you get just from exploring. You really feel like you don't belong here, I'll give you that. But that bothers me when you need to bomb literally every single tile to see if it's secretly hiding a tunnel or a pickup. The bosses are so different and creepy compared to other games at the time. Kraid is particularly tough with the spikes and fire he shoots chaotically around the room. With the wrong gear, you could end your run right there in that room. Ridley, however, is a complete joke, ironically. If you stand as close to him as possible on the lower platform, he can't possibly hit you while you go to town on his balls. That didn't come out right. But once they're dead, you'll be able to enter Turian, where Metroids are a very real threat, and a potential death sentence without the right knowledge of Ice Beam first and 5 missiles after. And that's if you didn't let them latch onto your head like an angry octopus. Morph Ball Bomb immediately if that ever happens, or they'll suck your energy dry in seconds. Metroids are insane alone, but if you're in a room with 2, much less 3, you must lure them away and deal with them one at a time or you're doomed. Bombing them off takes a few tries and doesn't always work out, especially with multiple Metroids on you. But if you can make it through Turian alive, you'll get a chance to end it all by defeating Mother Brain. This super weird boss fights you with the environment as you blast away brain matter to get a clear shot at the boss. This is the absolute worst part of the game to die in. It's all up to whether you found enough missiles and energy tanks to simply survive the onslaught from all directions as you desperately try to scramble brain spaghetti. If you die, there is a password system to help you recover your status, since there was no save feature back then. But as we mentioned before, your energy tanks will be practically empty, so it's not really worth it. Beating this game is a serious challenge, but I recommend you try it with a map, a plan, and without ever dying once. But for what it is, this game is an amazing achievement for the NES, and for the medium in general. Too many times will you get knocked into weirdly sticky lava pits, hit by enemies glitching through doors after you, and trapped in awkwardly infuriating climbing segments to justify the hopelessness you'll feel in Turian, where it'll all spiral down as you get wombo-comboed to death. Did I mention on the Switch NES library that you can use save states? The environments and enemy design all change to new palettes as you explore to reflect the new biomes that you've discovered, all transitioning seamlessly with no loading screens. The massive colorful map does impress me, but some sprite work looks a little off-putting. It's supposed to look that way. Remember, they were going for an isolation-themed horror exploration game. With limited colors on each screen, the way they get around loading screens is really impressive. Some creatures still just give me the willies. Speaking of willies, when are we going to talk about that ending surprise where we find out Samus was a woman the entire time? Based on your completion time, Samus would remove more of her power suit, ranging from taking off just her helmet to practically stripping down to her 8-bit underwear. She is attributed to being the first female lead character in a game, paving the way for tough female characters like Lara Croft or Chun-Li. Women at the time were just helpless, captured princesses, or sideline eye candy, until Samus came around. They couldn't have made her any more opposite of a dainty showgirl. She single-handedly infiltrated this entire planet alone to defeat an alien bioweapon species and the galactic threat controlling them. Yikes. The fact that Smash Bros. Doesn't include her original Zero Suit colors as a palette swap is nothing less than a crime against gaming history. Bring back pink jumpsuits and green hair! Perfection. Okay, so Samus is a bounty hunter assigned to— You already went over this. Okay, well, other than what little I said before, there's not much story in this game. The story is what you make of it while exploring the caverns of Zebes alone. The ending does give you some text congratulating you, but also warning you that the galaxy could still be invaded by other Metroid. Nice! Even after all that crap you go through, you still haven't eliminated them all. Anything else you want to add before moving on, Bomb? Okay, so the other Metroid are on their home planet SR388, where she's gonna be going in Metroid 2, but they're also secretly under Galactic Federation control on a bioweapon development ship. As for the bosses, nobody actually canonically died here either. Ridley, Kraid, and Mother Brain will all return in Super Metroid, but had you still not stopped their control here, then later on you wouldn't have been able to— As I mentioned before, the music was intentionally composed in a way that would make the player feel the atmosphere of the environment, rather than hum to catchy 8-bit tunes. Some tracks, however, don't fit that very well, and ended up being really catchy. But others are creepy tracks that when I hear them, I immediately feel like I'm suddenly standing in that very terrifying place where it played. It's unsettling to say the least, but I guess that's what they were going for. So Bomb, how did you react to this track? Oh god, no, 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 no. I need to leave. I want to get out. Make it stop. Effective. If you're into retro games, then you've got to try this incredibly challenging classic that literally created the Metroidvania genre. Do you have enough reasons to hate yourself? If not, this game will hate you. Metroid is probably my favorite gaming franchise ever, so it's not a surprise that I find the original to be an amazing work of art. Compare the original NES Zelda to the SNES Link to the Past for just 1 second. NES Metroid is just as hardcore and cryptic, if not substantially more so, when compared to Super Metroid. Seriously, play it. Pretend this game never existed. I love it! It's so bad! The positive gamer in me adores the original Metroid for the NES, giving it a glowing 9 out of 10. I'm not holding the hardware limitations of the time accountable for the unfair standards of today. The amazingly creative and magnificent world built here still blows my mind. The story, characters, environments, and enemies are all solid and definitely worth memorializing. The critical gamer in me detests the original Metroid for its brutal wonkiness, giving it a shallow 3 out of 10. I would not recommend you pick it up unless you're prepared for a bad time. The game has not aged well compared to its sequels, and in this day and age, there's simply no reason to play it anymore outside of some crazy challenges. Are we allowed to disagree this much? I want to give this game a hug tightly around its neck. Well, what do you think? Tell us how your positive and critical sides rate the original Metroid in the comments below. If you get too swept up in the good or the bad of a game to fully appreciate it for what it really is, then you're just... Hold on, what was it? Beating the meat, spanking the monkey, waxing the carrot, tugging the slug, teeing off, jerking, playing with yourself. Big thanks to the Bomb Squad on Patreon for helping us fund this channel and keep it alive. Thank you to Atomic Thomas, Ben, Sid, Denny, Erica, Kai, Patrick, Pyro Joe, Rowan, and Squat Fam. You guys are the best, and thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Booyah!